Welcome to episode 18 of Angela Watson's Truth for Teachers. I'm your host, Angela Watson, and I'm here to speak life, encouragement, and truth into the minds and hearts of educators and get you energized for the week ahead. Today, teacher, author, speaker, and blogger Vicki Davis is here to share some thoughts on having the courage to speak out about injustice in schools. Visit truthforteachers.com to get the transcript, links to recommended resources, and to share your thoughts on the show. So, welcome to Truth for Teachers. I want to start by thanking you for listening and encouraging you to leave a review for the show. Podcast reviews are super important. The more reviews we have, the more easily discoverable the show will be, and the more teachers will be able to reach and inspire. You can visit truthforteachers.com to learn more. A big thank you to this episode's sponsor, GoNoodle. GoNoodle is a free website with interactive videos and games to help kids focus during the school day. I love GoNoodle because it makes it super easy for teachers to find the energizing or calming breaks that students need to stay engaged. Teachers can sign up for free at gonoodle.com. So, Vicki Davis is a Google-certified teacher who lives in Camilla, Georgia, and teaches full-time at Westwood Schools. She's written 2 books, and her Cool Cat Teacher blog is consistently named one of the top 50 education blogs worldwide. Vicki is a sought-after speaker, and she has her own podcast on BAM Radio called Every Classroom Matters. It's fantastic, and I highly recommend that you check it out. So clearly, there's a lot of different topics that Vicki is qualified to speak to us about. But whenever I talk to guests about being on the show, I always ask them to share the message that is most deeply on their hearts, the message that they feel burdened with, the message that they want every teacher to know for sure and internalize. And Vicki chose to talk about the courage to speak up when schools and systems are doing things that aren't best for kids. Thank you for that, Vicki.
Hello, everybody. My name is Vicki Davis. I'm a classroom teacher in Camilla, Georgia. I blog at the Cool Cat Teacher blog and host the show Every Classroom Matters. Sergeant Joshua Chamberlain is probably the reason that the North won the Civil War. He was in command of the 20th of Maine, and he was commanded to hold the flank at all costs. He had 300 soldiers. He was down to 80, and he was up against about 4,000 Confederates. So as he sat there, they had only one bullet left. So he told the men to fix bayonets. And you know what he said? He said, charge, and in less than 10 minutes, he captured 4,000 Confederates. He said, I knew I may die, but I knew I wouldn't die with a bullet in my back. It's a great quote from Divergent 1 by Veronica Roth. We believe in ordinary acts of bravery and the courage that drives one person to stand up for another. Well, Florida teacher Susan Bowles from Alachua, Florida is a kindergarten teacher, and she did this last September. She wrote a powerful letter that went viral where she refused to give the FAIR test to her kindergartners. She said that she was going to lose 2 weeks of instructional time. Let me read from her letter. I know I may be in breach of my contract by not administering this test. I cannot in good conscience submit to administering this test 3 times a year, losing 6 weeks of instruction. There is a good possibility I will be fired. I am heartsick over the possibility of losing my job. I love my job. There is nothing I would rather do than teach. I've cried and cried over this, but in the end, it's not about me. I feel God wants me to stand up for what's best for children. So come what may, this is my stance. I will not administer the FAIR test to my students. And do you know what? That one brave teacher changed things for all students in the state of Florida. we have to stand up and speak, but sometimes we have to listen. Winston Churchill says, courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. Sometimes when everybody's piling on, kids have it hard. And when they mess up, everybody wants to stand looking down their nose at these children. But when kids mess up, there's always another side. I found in my classroom experience that kids don't just do something out of the blue. There's usually a reason they do things. And it's our job as teachers to have compassion and to love and to listen to the kids and to help them grow and improve. And, there's no progress without failure. We all make mistakes. So I think it's also important to listen and sometimes to take up the side of the one that everybody is jumping on. It may not be popular, but it's the right thing to do. I also love how Todd Whitaker talks about in his book about the habits of effective teachers. On page 115, he talks about making it cool to care in your classroom. And I also think that it takes courage to make it so that people want to care and that kids want to care. So there's so many things I could talk about, but I just wanted to talk to you today and this opportunity Angela has given me about having the courage to charge. There are a lot of tough things that we deal with every day. There are a lot of situations we deal with, and, we just can't take all of them. But there are times, and I can usually tell because I don't want to speak up for those issues. My heart beats fast. I get shaky inside. But then I know that I need to calm down. I need to make a list of what I need to say. And I either need to send the email or even better, go face to face, or I need to make the phone call. And these conversations are hard. They're difficult. They're things we don't want to do. But to be a great teacher, we have to take up the calls. We have to do things that are right. We have to speak for kids who are having a hard time. We also have to speak out against injustice. And at this point, in this age, I have to wonder, when students look back in 20 years from their adult selves back to their children's selves, are they going to think about brave teachers? Or are they going to think about teachers who cowered and just let things happen? We've got a lot of things not going right in education right now. And you know what? We have a lot of things that are going right. And I think as a teacher, it's our responsibility that educators who care share. So when things do go right, when there are things that you find that are wonderful in your classroom, you need to shout them from the rooftops. But then when there's injustice, when there are things that are wrong, when there are things that break your heart and make you cry at night, these are things that we need to have courage and we need to speak out. And we need to move ahead. Because it's people like Sergeant Joshua Chamberlain, it's teachers like Susan Bowles, and it's people like you and me, common, average, everyday teachers who make a difference in this world. And you know what? This week, as you think about your week, I just hope and I pray that you'll have the courage to charge forward in those tasks that you've been given to do that are important, and that you'll be brave and move ahead. Because you know what? If one soldier can make a difference in a war, one teacher can make a difference in a city, in a state, in a country, and in a world. Let's commit to be that teacher.
I hope Vicki's words have inspired you as much as they've inspired me and given you the courage to charge forth in the tasks that you're given to do and those that you feel called to do on behalf of kids. We'd love for you to go to truthforteachers.com and share your thoughts in the comments. This week, be brave, be courageous, and remember, it's not going to be easy, it's going to be worth it. Thanks for listening.